Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day, sending good vibes and positivity your way. Today, we are talking Netflix's new dating reality show called The Perfect Match, and it's just a hot mess, you guys. It is just a hot mess, although I'm thoroughly entertained / irritated, but I'm thoroughly entertained overall. So it kind of reminds me a mashup between MTV show Are You the One, where basically people are matched up and you have to kind of you go into like this boardroom and can kind of assess certain people and put certain couples together to see whether or not they're a match. But then in addition to that, it's also giving me Love Island, where basically in order to stay in the villa you have to remain in a couple with somebody, right? You have to be remaining in a couple with somebody. Otherwise, if you are left single, you basically are dumped, right? You basically are eliminated. So how this show basically works, and it's hosted by Nick Lachey. I didn't see his wife, Vanessa. I'm not sure if she was busy filming, her TV show in Hawaii, that might have been a conflict or what have you, or if she just doesn't have anything with this to do with the show at all. But nonetheless, Nick Lachey is the host, and basically this is a group of reality stars that have come from various Netflix shows, whether it is Love is Blind, whether it is Sexy Beast, whether it is Too Hot to Handle, whether it is The Circle, and basically are plopped into this island, into this villa. And the goal is to, like I said, you have to couple up with people, and every day or every couple of days there are what are called these compatibility challenges, and the couple who basically wins those challenges, they get to have a one-on-one date. And then from there, they get to go to this boardroom that they call. And essentially what it is all of the other couples who didn't win the challenge, they get to decide, every couple of days, to send two people on dates with new people, right? And so out of the pool, it'll either be a set of men that you could choose two women that are currently in the villa to go out on dates with, or it'll be vice versa, where it'll be a pool of women and you choose two men and other couples to go on dates with those women. And the pool is also reality stars that are within the Netflix realm of things and everything else, to see whether or not this is a perfect match. And so it is just wild, you guys. Not sure why black women were on this show, why they were casted, because they're getting done so dirty. Anne Sophie was there. She originally was coupled up with Zay, ended up going out on dates with, Calvin. And Chase also was brought in kind of as a single as well. And somehow Chase completely finessed her. Even though if you know Chase and you know his history on Too Hot to Handle and you know his social media shenanigans, you know he is not for black women. Blondes are his type and only his type. And so there was that. So unfortunately, and this is what I mean with black women not going on the show, because they end up being early exits. And that's what happened to Anne Sophie. The first moment it was an opportunity to bring in new women, Chase completely played her and basically said, hey, I'm going to go out on a date for myself. Because technically these are supposed to be dates you're supposed to set up with other couples, assuming that you were a solid compatible couple. But what ends up happening, if you're people like Chase or Francesca, you decide to be selfish and take advantage of the opportunity to go out on dates with other people that you're more attracted to and more interested in, which is a slap in the face to the person who actually chose you to match with to be a couple. And so what happens when you're matched and you're in a couple, basically these villas, have basically these, very nice looking hotel type of resort looking rooms, and basically you can put like a do not disturb on there or whatever. Doesn't necessarily mean anything's going down. There's also, I believe, a day bed or a cot that somebody can sleep on if they don't want both people to sleep in the same bed. Dom is on there from The Mole, which I found to be very interesting, and he is such a sweetheart. And also he also gets played. And unfortunately, I saw it coming, right? I saw it coming because Francesca never looked interested in Dom, and if she was so frustrated that he didn't make a pass, she would have made a pass if she had wanted to. The challenges are kind of, they're not really giving. They need to study Love Island a little bit more on how to successfully execute some of these challenges for couples, because they're not giving at all, you guys. They tried to do this botch version of a kissing challenge where people are blindfolded and headphones on, but they completely botched it because the way that they did it was basically you just meet at a random location on the villa and kiss somebody. But the problem is, if you're familiar with their height and what they look like, what they smell like, what their hair is like, and everything else, you know who you're kissing, right? They should have took a note from Love Island to where whoever is the person doing the kissing, so if they have all of the girls, they should have like all the men line up and then have each of the girls, you know, go one by one and kiss them, right? And then they can give a rating of that particular kiss on who they felt gave the best kiss. They can give like an immediate rating, right? And then vice versa, do the same thing for the girls. But the fact that, you know, they did some other foolishness to where basically you can be strategic and sabotage was like where the problem lied, right? And that's where Chase comes in, because he purposely gave, you know, Carousel a 1, knowing he's the most attracted to her, just so that he could get the date and basically, you know, service himself to get a new date with somebody else. And then they're bringing in a lot of Francesca's friends from Too Hot to Handle, which I felt was very interesting as well. But Francesca is something. So her and Savannah got into it because Savannah, although she was trying to stay, she was in a friendship couple with Nick. And I don't know why Nick is on this show, you guys. He's not giving. He's giving boring to me. He's not interested in anybody. He's always looking at the next best thing. He's just trying to, you know, keep himself in the villa, but he always wants Shane's girl or always wants somebody else. He's never happy with the person that he's with. And essentially Savannah saw through that and wanted Dom and everything else. And you know, Dom wasn't feeling it. Her and Francesca got into it. And I was on, you know, Savannah had a point, even though I'm still like team Tara Alicia from the drama from the circle. But she had a point in terms of her argument with Francesca that basically Francesca was her head was going to turn the moment that somebody else that was her type came in. And sure enough, that's what happened, right? Sure enough, that is what happened, and it's just unfortunate. And I need to know how long ago this show was filmed, because a lot of these people are already in different relationships, and some are even dating different people from the cast that are not in the actual couples that we're seeing right now. So that's like a whole nother conversation that we need to discuss in depth in terms of what is going on. Maybe I'll do like a spoiler tag for that, because it is just insane what's happening. But other than that, we only got 4 episodes, and I feel like we should have just got them all dropped at once. I don't like this 4 episode stuff that Netflix does with some of its shows, because I feel like a show like this, you want to just kind of binge it out on a weekend to ultimately see what happens, and then from there you can then wait a couple of weeks till the reunion and then ultimately see, okay, what's gonna happen, right? But they do this with so many of their reality shows, and it gets so annoying because it's like, Netflix, just drop all the episodes, right? Because the show's pretty repetitive in terms of, okay, you have to be coupled up. We know there's going to be a compatibility challenge. Somebody's going to get a date. Somebody's going to win the date and then ultimately choose the following day who the singles are going to be. And then once those singles get back to the villa, 2 people are going to go home. 2 people are going to be eliminated, whoever is not matched with somebody. So it's like we already get the premise of the show really after the first episode. So why do we need to wait? Why do we need to wait, you know, next week as well as the week after to get all 12 of these episodes? Like, just drop them all on us, right? Just drop them all, or even drop them all except for the finale. And then we can, you know, see the finale and then, you know, also see the reunion, right? If there's going to be a reunion or not. But Francesca is completely foul, you guys. Her and Chase are basically the male and female versions of each other in terms of just there to cause havoc, there to cause ruckus. I don't think they're romantically interested in anybody. I think they're just doing what they can to survive to the end, is really what their end game is, right? And but Dom played himself. Dom played himself, Zay played himself, because he just showed his disinterest in Aunt Sophie, which ultimately led to his demise, right? So I don't know ultimately what's going to happen. I feel like the preview kind of gives away like some of the stuff that's going to happen, which I feel like unfortunately we know who is going to go home. If you've paid attention to the previews, we know who's going to go home. We know what's about to happen. We know that there's going to be some sort of a twist where all the singles are just going to randomly appear, that were not selected from the boardroom. They're going to be plopped down at some point. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm going to, do another review when the next set of episodes drop. But it's just a hot mess. It's entertaining, but it's a hot mess. So there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Have you guys watched The Perfect Match yet? And what do you guys think? Who are your favorite characters? Who do you dislike? What do you think of the show? What do you think needs to be fixed with the show? Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.